Hello and welcome back to the Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. We are in Guerrilla Fortress. About to go exploring. Okay, so we have something in here. Okay. Oh, are you taking a rest, Emma? I did take a short walk around, but everything about this fortress is so imposing. It made me feel a little faint. Huh, I'll tell you there. Okay, never know. It's hard to believe she's the same person who's almost single-handedly got us to that castle. Rean? Nah, never mind. There is something that's been bugging me lately ever since we arrived in Lake Ram. I feel just out of the corner of my eye, I catch glimpses of this small black shadow following us, but ever since we got to the fortress I haven't seen it. Really? Maybe you were possessed by something. The cat! Possessed, yikes, that's kind of an unsettling thought. It is, isn't it? Whew. I told her to go back when we reached Keldic. Aha! Yep. The cat is... Oh, of course. Oh, Sarah. Oh yeah, Toval gave me a call about what happened in Legram. So you had a mechanical monster show up outside the city limits. Yeah, Toval looked pretty concerned when we first mentioned it to him too. Do you know anything about them? Well, I'm no stranger to the group that makes them. They go by the name Ouroboros. They're a secret society of sorts that acts in the shadows all across the continent. A secret society? We don't know how many members there are, but what they're capable of. Honestly, we don't know much about them at all. What we do know is that they have access to technology more advanced than most cutting-edge research institutes, and that they've been behind several crises that have threatened to shake the foundation of the entire nation states. And these are the people who made those monsters? If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I'd find it hard to swallow, but there's no denying what we saw out there. Well, you don't need to come to grips with it just yet. We call them mechanical monsters like the one you guys fought Archasms. Lately, it seems like an awful lot of them have made their way into the black market. There's been one sighting after another these days, all over the Empire and beyond. Wow, that's heavy. Does that mean there's a chance they might be plotting something here in Erebonia? Just in your opinion, I mean. Well, that's the tricky thing about them. Doesn't necessarily mean that at all. There have been cases where we know they put Archasms out into the wild purely to test their abilities, for example. Still, that's something to keep in the back of your mind, at least. Right. Be sure to let the others know, too. That was a... Fee and Laura. Okay. Soldiers here seem pretty well trained, pretty well equipped, too. Like you'd expect for the Empire's biggest fortress. You need to put in some serious prep time if you wanted to topple it. Fee, I'm not sure that's something you should say within earshot of the soldiers. Old habits die hard. Okay. I heard about the fortress from my father, but seeing it in person really drives home its incredible scale. Oh yeah, your father helps train the Imperial Army in swordsmanship, doesn't he? I can see why he's so busy if he's going around training all the soldiers in places this massive. Indeed, I feel like the reality of that is finally sinking in for me as well. I have no idea how his teachings are actually being applied, though. Perhaps we'll have an opportunity to find out during today's military training exercise. I'm looking forward to it. Alright, we have a squad up here, I think, right? Yes, we still have, like... Okay. Well, let me go check to see if because like I still haven't seen any of the other people. So I'm probably not gonna be allowed to go into barracks. Okay. Oh, the pool. Dang, got all the tanks. Fancy. Seems like it's the hangar for tanks and armored cars. It's kind of staggering to see so many of them lined up in one place. Ah. There they are. I'm not looking forward to this. You've never seen a military exercise before, right, Rean? Yeah, this will be my first time. Take it you have then? Yeah, my dad showed me one the last time he brought me here. He really does want me to join the military, but I really don't think I'll ever be suited for it the way he is. I get where you're coming from. The more I hear about his dad, the more curious I get. Moment of truth. I don't know. Not entirely sure how to feel seeing so many accents lined up like this. The Ryan Company makes these, don't they? Unfortunately so. I'm sure they'll be using them for this military exercise too. As far as I can tell, they'll be pitted against the older automated models. That sounds pretty brutal. The older tanks won't stand a chance. Well, that's kind of the point. They want to show off just how easily the accents can dominate them. Huh. Well, you don't get the chance to go eyes on with this stuff every day. I'll take the opportunity to see for myself just how competent they are. Huh, that's just like her. Whoa. Nice. Tank. Train. Can't believe the size of this place. Oh, given the uniform, you must be one of the students from Thors. Feel free to look around all you like, but try to stay out of our way. We're all incredibly busy at the moment. So if you don't mind, I'd ask you to make your way to the corridor over there instead of hanging around here. Understood. Thank you very much. As we'll head over there. Ah, here's some more of the bros. Oh, okay, I heard the rest of the squad. Guys, are you okay? I'm just kind of shocked by how different the atmosphere here is from Cinder Gate. Well, it's a major military base right on the border of Crossville. I never imagined it to be quite this big, though. This place is such a departure from Cinder Gate that I can hardly believe that this is the same military. Though perhaps this is the true face of the Imperial Army. That was short. Alright, Eustace, what do you got? This fortress is the very definition of oversized. That's ignoring the excessive display of military power. Imagining that the posturing is meant to show the Kreutzen provincial army that they could crush them on a whim. I forgot this place could probably means to you and your family, I suppose. While I don't agree with my father's actions, I can't say I'm comfortable with his force's presence either. In fact, I find it hard to believe that anyone could sleep peacefully near a fortress like this. She's pacing. Ah, I guess you can't see it from here after all. You'll be able to see it from where the railway guns are, but they'll get mad if I get too close to them. What are you up to now, Million? You know the huge Orcus Tower where they're holding the trade conference? I'm trying to get a good view of that. Oh yeah, they mentioned it in the Imperial Chronicle on the radio. Can you actually see it from all the way over here? That'd be incredible. Would I ever lie to you? I wish I could have gone with Gramps instead of being stuck on some super field study. Why'd you join Class 7 then? Speaking of which, they're going to be holding the keynote session here there tomorrow. I wonder what they'll be talking about during it. Most people are thinking it's just as so they can decide on finance rules and stuff for West Zemuria. And I think it's really going to end up being about who Crossbow belongs to. Knowing Gramps, he might even try to get Crossbow to become part of Erebonia. Seriously? The prince is going to be there too. So he'll probably just try to shake everybody up a bit. Unbelievable. Those there too. So here's hoping things go well. Oh, seriously? Okay, so I guess I was pretty sure we talked to everyone pretty. Alright, let's watch this exercise. Let's go. Sure, the students who have come to tour the fortress. Yes, sir. He's wearing an officer's uniform. I wonder if he's... This is Lieutenant General Walter, commander of Grelia Fortress. He also serves as the division commander for the 5th Armored Division, which is stationed here. Apologies for not greeting you sooner, sir. Thank you for granting us the opportunity to tour the fortress. It really is an honor. Well, at least you aren't lacking in manners. Hardly built like a soldier, though. I have my doubts that you'd be able to enjoy the military's training regimen with a physique like that. I'm sure you're training them properly, Major. My apologies, sir. Though I hear the Academy has a former bracer as their combat instructor. They must really be scraping the bottom. I've heard of the Purple Lightning before, of course, but a bracer is still a bracer. Leaving such an important role in the hands of a civilian is ridiculous. The famous Thors isn't what it used to be. Well, no surprises here. It's like he fills in every box on the checklist for a stereotypical Imperial Army soldier. Anyway, as Fortress Commander, allow me to welcome you to Grelia. Keep in mind, though, that we're constantly on alert for potential threats from the east. I have no problem with your class conducting your field study here, but see that you don't get in the way. Of course, sir. Very well, I'll take my leave here, as I have business to attend to. And he's gone. Whew, he's certainly strict. Well, he is responsible for keeping one of the Empire's most vital defensive fortifications running smoothly. Considering the ongoing tensions between the Empire and the Republic, you should be grateful he allowed you to come at all. I won't forget it. Now I'm afraid I must excuse myself as well. You're welcome to tour the rest of the fortress, but don't try to enter the command center. Of course, good luck with your work, instructor. I'll see you later then. Okay, so where exactly do I go to do to start the training thing? Alright, this is what I'm looking for. This looks like this is the fortress airport. There might come a day when I find myself on a military airship. Oh yeah, we forgot about Machias and Crow. Maybe we have to talk to everyone first. Okay, apparently I talked to Crow, but it really is crazy. It really is night and day. Yeah, it's hard to imagine two places more diametrically opposed. What's wrong with you two? Oh, we're just talking about how different this place is to Uri. Uri was super lively, but this place, I think Crow's having withdrawals now that he's somewhere without easy access to a casino at all times. I can imagine. Seems like everyone's talking about Uri these days, though. Was it really that amazing? It was. I didn't know what to expect with the recent annexation by Erebonia, but everything looked fine to me. And his offices and entertainment district and all the people I saw were thoroughly enjoying themselves. I'd go as far to say they're happy to be under the Imperial government's control. I don't know if I'd go that far. Oh? Little Bird told me Chancellor Osborne was the one behind the annexation in the first place. And it also told me that he used some pretty forceful tactics to get them to agree. And of course, most of their tax money takes a brand new detour straight into the Imperial government's pockets. I wouldn't be surprised if he made the annexation happen just to fatten his pocketbook. But paying taxes is a citizen's duty. It's only natural that they do so now that they're under Erebonia's protection, right? So like this is a pretty complicated issue. Okay, I was gonna say, I think I've done everything. Oh, drop the controller. This bulletin is to inform all Thor students that preparation for today's military exercise is now complete. Please assemble in the hangar immediately. Your transport is standing by. I repeat. That's Instructor Nineheart. The time must have passed more quickly than I thought. Suppose I should start making my way toward the hangar. Maybe I'll run into the others on my way. Before the armor cars and set off toward the proving ground. Oh, it's called the proving grounds. Oh, where I actually got in the tanks. Southern Cross was narrow and cramped, and the smell of machine oil hung in the misty air. The car shook and rattled over the uneven ground, tumbling us around like an iron coffin on wheels. Eventually, after enduring 10 minutes of jaw-rattling travel, unable to even peek outside at the scenery, we finally arrived at Thors Fortress Military Proving Grounds. I think this is about to be what happened at the very beginning of the game. Or something close to it. Wow, Axe and main battle tanks. There's plenty of older model tanks out there too. It's even looks like they have airships here. Oh yeah, like the ones we saw in Nord. Welcome. Oh. Ah, it's his dad, isn't it? Yes, his dad. We get to meet his dad. So that's really sad. I don't see the family resemblance. Looks like the hair made the jump from father to son, though. Reporting, Lieutenant General. Very good, Nightheart. Instructor Valentine, I'm really pleased to meet you. It's an honor to make your acquaintance, Lieutenant General Craig. Allow me to extend my deepest thanks for agreeing to cooperate with us for the Academy's curriculum today. Think nothing of it. Many of these fine youngsters may one day hold positions in the Imperial Army after all. Besides, I owe a lot to old General Van Dyke. Ah, these must be. What a piercing stare. This is Craig the Red. Elliot, my boy, it's so good to see you again. Huh? That's not exactly what I was expecting at all. Whoa. Okay. It must be half a year since I last saw you. How have you been? That's a sharp-looking uniform you've got, too. I've seen the photos, but it looks even better on you in person. Dad, come on. You've still got a long way to go if you want to put on some real muscle. There's a part of me that hopes you'll stay my little cherub forever. But you're a man of Erebonia, and the men of the Empire must be strong, stout, and ready for action. It was for your own good as a man that I held back my tears and enrolled you in the military academy. Dad, I can't breathe. Nightheart. I feel like everything's been told about him was a lie. But there do seem to be some differences from the stories. You're kidding me. He seems like a cool guy. What a delightful commanding officer you have, Major. Words fail me. Dad, knock it off. I'll tell Fiona. Moving right along. I like him. I like his dad, Olaf. I'm Lieutenant General Olaf Craig, commander of the Imperial Army's 4th Armored Division. I've been entrusted with the role of overseeing today's joint military exercise. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Likewise, sir. It's a pleasure, sir. Got one heck of a dad, Elliot. Believe me, I feel it in the bones. Now let me give you a brief rundown of what will be happening. The exercise will consist of a simulated battle conducted by 2 of our armored divisions. Armored regiments in the formations, center infantry, armored cars, and airships will work in tandem, using the maneuverability to fullest to obliterate the targets. The targets today will be using previous model tanks that have been decommissioned from service. Autopiloted functionality will allow them to evade and return fire, but they've only been armed with paint bullets. However, all the other regiments taking part in today's exercise will have been equipped with live ammunition. So you intend to actually destroy the other tanks? Huh, would hardly be a live fire exercise if we didn't. The current time is 1400 hours, right on schedule. Seems legit. We'll now begin today's joint military exercise. Honestly, I think those tanks are going to be loaded with actual bullets instead of paint rounds. Armored Divisions 4 and 5 commence combat operations. Glory to the Empire and the Imperial Army. Begin. Yes, sir. 5th Armored Division, Armored Regiment will advance first. Armored Car Regiment and Infantry Regiment follow their lead. 4th Armored Division, Armored Regiment and Infantry Regiment advance together. Armored Car Regiment deploy to the left and right. Wow, it's certainly potent. Is this the kind of firepower it takes to fight a modern war? You sure those tanks are called Accents? Yeah, they're a type of main battle tank the Reinfer Company developed 2 years ago. I've seen their spec sheets, but seeing their power firsthand tells you what numbers and decimal points don't. They might be the strongest heavy tanks on the continent. And the Imperial Army's got a couple hundred of those in the wings, huh? That's kinda crazy. You try fighting things like these head on, you won't stand a chance. That's true as for our own nation as it is for others. I just can't get used to this. Just the sound of the artillery firing is enough to make me start shaking. I don't think that's something you should get used to. I mean, if the sound of guns of warfare ever stopped bothering you, I'd be worried. Oh boy, not this again. I guess it's another kind of strength. Okay. So the exercise came to an end. Led by Lieutenant General Craig, withdrew an encampment near the fortress. Yep, okay, well they got destroyed. Meanwhile, we returned to the fortress where Major Neinhardt outlined the results of the training exercise. After that, we all went to bed and slept well. Because we still have 1 day left. Sorry I'd wait for us to finish. Don't worry about it. We're the guests here after all. Thanks for your consideration. At the very least, I'd say dinner's a million times better than lunch was. I mean, it's hashed beef day. That's an Imperial Army tradition, isn't it? Oh, it smells making me hungry. Oh yeah, where'd your instructor go? She's a real looker. I was hoping to get a chance to talk to her. She went to see the fortress commander with Instructor Neinhardt. She did ask us to eat without her tonight. Alright, well, she's with Major Neinhardt. It's hard to compete with those guys from the 4th Armor Division. It'd be enough if they just had Craig the Red, but they got the Major too. He's kinda scary. Like a division of musclemen. Anyway, we shouldn't keep you tied up any longer. Your hash beef's gonna go cold. See you tomorrow, guys. Well, it's actually delicious. It's like night and day compared to what we had for lunch. You're telling me. Oh, come on, guys. What's with all the gloomy faces? I think you guys might have had a bit too rosy of an outlook. What were you expecting to see out there? I'm sure you can understand at least a little of how we feel. It's like, has everything we've learned in our time at the Academy been for nothing? Academics, arts, individual skill in combat, none of those matter in the slightest in real warfare, do they? It's true. If you guys are looking if all you're looking forward to do is fight a war, you don't need any of those. All you need is plenty of troops at your command and the latest weaponry and overwhelming firepower. Assuming you know the tactics to use them well and strategy that employs them efficiently, I suppose. The Accents are even more powerful than I was expecting them to be too. I remember my mother boasting about their capabilities when she was trying to sell them to the army 2 years ago, but to be honest, I'm feeling somewhat disheartened as well. Can't see there being a place for swords on the battlefield with weapons like those on the front lines. Well, I don't think that means individual combat skill doesn't matter at all. So I think maybe we've been misunderstanding something important all this time. What we saw in the military exercise today was power in its purest form. It has no morality of its own. It exists to bring about a result regardless of the ideals or principles of those who wield it. That's true. In a sense, the same could be said of a sword or a gun. Although, way after something as huge as Gaius. Oh, not Gaius. Something as huge as Guerrilla's railway guns, too. I think I finally understand why they wanted us to watch that military exercise in the first place. They could have taught us in a less roundabout fashion. Well, looks like you didn't wait for me to start the party. Oh, there's Sarah. Instructor Sarah? So you spoke with the commander? Sure did. I've got up-to-date info on the trade conference too, as well as the latest on the terrorists. So there's new information about the Imperial Liberation Front? Anyway, before I get to that, let me explain what you'll be doing tomorrow. In the morning, you're scheduled to participate in the Imperial Army's physique fitness training. In the afternoon, you'll be attending a special lecture while bring you up to speed on that info I just mentioned. After that, you've been granted special permission to view the railway guns. I see. Looking forward to that. Sounds like we've got a plenty packed schedule. Well, we did bring you all the way out here, so you might as well make the most of it. Every nation possesses power in the form of a military, whether that military is large or small. Curly Fortress just happens to have that power in a very striking, easy to understand form. As students of a military academy, you have an obligation to know the scale of the power. The Empire of Erebonia wields at present a power you might one day be in charge of yourselves. What? Anyway, even a meeting that long couldn't keep me away from trying the famous hashed beef rice. I've heard it's the only decent food they have around here, so I've been looking forward to this all day. We should probably finish eating. Yeah, though it's gotten a bit cold now. Maybe I'll go ask for seconds. Oh, Eustace, if you don't want the rest of yours, can I have it? I'd sooner throw it away than give it to you. Of course. When Eustace and Milliam have a little bit of bad blood, it's nothing like terrible or anything. It's more banter. Okay, that should do it. Alright, that covers today's quota. Whew, looking forward to a nice long bath. Well, you know how every time there's a military exercise coming up, this workload gets pretty crazy like this. So at least managing inventory has gotten a lot easier thanks to the orbital net. We've gotten everything hooked up on the network over in Crossbow, right? Wish the Empire would get on that a bit more. Think of the utility. Well, from the sound of it, you need special equipment to send signals through a wired connection to make use of it. Considering the size of the Empire, it's probably going to be quite a while before it's a widespread thing here. Huh? An orb mail. Looks like it's from HQ. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. This right here is the problem with the orbital net. There's no such thing as off hours when you can just send your orders around the clock. Oh, what's going on? You'll get this. They're planning on doing some extra exercises tomorrow. That means we're gonna get outfit. We've got to outfit 20 actions with C units by tomorrow. 20. Seriously? Might as well start up another pot of coffee. We're in for an all-nighter for sure. Do we even have that many C units left? Actually, another lot came by freight just this evening. Exactly 20, if you can believe it. Guess we'll just have to get it done. Crap. At least let us take a shower. I'm gonna head down to the mess hall and grab some snacks. You want something? Or anything? Interesting. Yes, definitely save. Tuesday. Final day of the field study, or supposedly the final day. Yes, there's where the railway guns will be. Last effort that seemed like enough adventure to fill a week, we reached the final day of our field study. Over in Crossbow State, they were busy preparing for today's keynote session at the trade conference. We spent the morning running through the Imperial Army's physique fitness program alongside some of the soldiers. After completing it, no easy task, I might add, we sat down to a lukewarm redo of yesterday's lunch. That afternoon, during our special military science lecture, we were presented with a confidential report on the terrorists. Imperial Liberation Front is in Crossbell? That's right, or at least that's what the Intelligence Division believes. Looks like a known terrorist organization from the Calva Republic has turned up in Crossbell too. The situation over there is pretty touch and go right now. Oh no. What are the authorities doing? Everything they can, naturally. However, operations are being handled solely by the Intelligence Division. They refuse to tell the Imperial Army anything, just that they have a trusted ally taking care of things. But who does the Intelligence Division trust? You've got to know something about this, right, Short Stack? Well, I do, but I can't really tell you anything. I guess it's not a breach of conventional to tell you that they're a really strong bunch, though. That's pretty vague. I've got a few ideas. Anyway, there's not much point in us worrying about that right now. It's big issue that our terrorists of the hour The Imperial Liberation Front are a bigger crew than we thought. Big enough to be in possession of a state-of-the-art military airship, at least. Seriously? An airship? Can we assume Reinford's the manufacturer then? Correct. Just how something that large found its way into the hands of insurgents is currently unknown. But it seems to be a high-speed model, different from the heavily armored types favored by the Imperial Army. I bet it's from the RF-26 series. There are a number of different models within that series, though. But if they have an airship, that means they're going to be a whole lot more difficult to catch, doesn't it? That's exactly what it means. It's basically impossible to keep tabs on them as it is. An airship in their possession, there's no telling when or where they'll pop up next. It's quite worrying, especially since Prince Oliver is attending the conference. I'm told in crossbow right now, too. Yeah. Dang. Now you've got me worrying. I'll take it easy. I don't think you have anything to worry about with Gramps and Lecter over there. Well, that aside, if the terrorist's attention is currently focused on crossbow, does that mean the Empire is effectively safe right now? There is a good point, Laura. They did target Prince Alphen during the summer festival last month. It's possible it's just a feint. Maybe they just want us to believe they're targeting the Chancellor. The RMP thought so, too, which is why they've increased the security level here at home. The Emperor and everyone else connected to the Imperial family should be safe. They've also beefed up security anywhere that seemed short-handed. As well prepared as ever, I see. At any rate, finally uncovered some information on the terrorist identities, correct? That's right, but once again we have the Intelligence Division to thank for that. Turn your attention to the screen, please. LFH G. That's the man who kidnapped Princess Alphen and Elise in Heimdall. Not to mention he tried to start a war with Calvar with the Nord Highlands. So who is he? His full name is Michael Gideon. He used to be an assistant professor at the Imperial Academy in Heimdall. That man, a teacher? So an academic. Right, his focus was political philosophy. 3 years ago he was dismissed from his position due to his intense criticism of Chancellor Osborne's hardline policies. Oh. To genuinely have offset him on the road to terrorism? Well, it sounds like the actual reason he was let go is because he was handing out tracts and flyers in public. You find these kinds of idealists at the heart of most terrorist groups, though. Suiting a group with their core ideology, they twist it to be even more militant and radical. Can't even reason with them either. Yeah, they just don't know when to give up. Sounds like some other groups I know. So do we know anything about the others? We crossed paths with what I only consume for 3 other key members last month in Heimdall. Yes, S, V, and C. Seems like they haven't been able to dig up much on these 3 yet. The strongest thing right now is that V may have belonged to a Jaeger Corps. Interesting. He was toting around his machine gun that looked like it should have been mounted on a vehicle. Did he seem all familiar to you, V? Not really. They're working on narrowing down the identity of S too, but it's too early to make any informed statements. Really known as their leader, C. The one in the visored helmet. I heard he was able to go toe-to-toe with Rean, Laura, and Fee simultaneously. I almost find that hard to believe. I don't. Imagine there are plenty of people in the Empire who could do so. It goes without saying that the Radiant Blade Master could fend 3 of us off without much of a problem. But I bet good mirror instructor Sarah and Major Nyhart could do it too. I can't say for certain. Look at Mr. Modesty over here. The Major here is widely held to be one of the strongest up-and-coming officers in the entire army. I've heard people mention him right alongside Major Vonder. Langet on a little thick today, aren't we? Going by the family name, it seems safe to assume he's a practitioner of the Vonder style of swordsmanship. No doubt a relative of Lieutenant General Vonder from Zendergate. Well, I would question whether I could stand an equal footing with him. Major Vonder is unquestionably strong. He was my classmate during my military academy years and quite close to Prince Oliver as well. In fact, he's in crossbow right now, serving as the Prince's bodyguard. Oh, well, that's reassuring to know. But getting back to the point, it's not just C. We still know very little about their group as a whole. Even their source of funding is a mystery, so even if they're a no-show in Crossbow, I doubt we have heard the last of them. And call it coincidence or fate, but you put the kibosh on their schemes twice now. It's entirely possible they've come to hold a personal grudge against you, so be careful. Right. Yeah, well, we'll be sure to keep that in mind. Milliam knows something. Eventually, the afternoon series of special lectures came to an end, and it was finally time to get a peek at the Guerrilla Fortress' infamous railway guns.